Hey everybody, this is Herschel Fruin from High School Top 200. Just bringing you guys another video just to answer some more questions about that other people had in mind. This is brought to you by Fine Line Barbers. Make sure every Friday you go down to Fine Line Barbers in Hamilton. Get your game day fades 2 to 6 o'clock, and discounts if you sit down and say High School Top 200, or take your ID, show them on the list of where you are for your top 60, top 100, and top 200, and then you get another discount. So get down there, the real good barbers. I go there all the time, and so yeah, make sure you take advantage of that and get down to Hamilton Fine Line Barbers and ask for Vinny, and he'll hook you fellas up. The question that has been put forward to me today is that one of coaches, and this is one that I have talked about before, and I've written a piece on it about coaches not being not being up to the level that it should be for this high school first 15 level. I likened it to the States, where the States have a program, or the system which they run is that they find proper coaches, give them a role within the as a janitor or a landscaper or the PE's assistant, or something like that, and they give him the job of the varsity football coach or the varsity basketball coach, and that's so that the kids get they get the best coach that they have possible, and also that the program actually keeps at a standard, as well as the kids get what they need, and they get wins and all that kind of stuff as well. So it works and it benefits over there, and I thought we should actually take that same concept here, just to lift more, just to lift the standard more. But in the last few years, it has actually lifted. It has gotten better. Like, the standard of players that we have now are very good, and the standard of coaches that we have now are good as well. But I still think we can do a bit better, and it is not with all the schools. It's to be honest, with majority of the schools, but not with all of the schools. But there's always reasons why you can't do something like that. But anyway, that was just the gist of it. Anyway, my thoughts on the coaching here in New Zealand and how that fits into what I do in High School Top 200 is that, yes, this is for the players to find that other avenue, to find that other option, to have more responsibility, to have more opportunities, and that this is a platform for them to show what they can do and how they can make this rugby a career for them after they leave. This also is a platform for schools to show that, the better record that you have, the more players that come out of your school that are successful, kids and parents see that and they think, I want to go to a school like that. And so that's what this does. This also has the added benefit for the coaches themselves. They may not see it, but it really does. We have a lot of top coaches here who have really good records over, like, from the past years that even I've been doing this. And everyone's thinking the same thing. Yes, it's Tyler Veer, and yes, it's Hotham at Nigel Hotham and that, and yes, Coach Moon over there at Mags, they also have good records and things like that. But I feel that after this should be a chance for coaches to show that they can actually coach players who are at the learning level that's just before a professional level. And I think that they get more, if you can make it here, that you can teach a team to be more successful at this level, and teach kids how to be a team at this level, play at a team and play a position, play in a structured system. You can do that with older players who know a lot more. So I think that this is a very good learning ground, and a very good learning standard for coaches like that. So I think if you can do it here, there's nothing that says you can't do it over there. I hope that people within the rugby unions look at all these coaches within this system and say that we need a guy like that. We need to change what we have here, and to change the system and cultures that we have here, and liken it to our Mitre 10 Cup team, or ITM Cup team, whatever they're calling it now. So like, I feel like if you have coaches here that can do it at this level, you can do it over there. We have a lot of good coaches right now, and you know, I hope that they are being looked at by these unions, and they are being considered, and they are being held at a high level where they can say that they are capable of taking a professional team. That's what I hope. That's what I think that First 15 shows. And the winning and losing of a team matters, and the more that you win and the more players that you produce in terms of talent, and growing talent within your system, should reflect on the coaches, should reflect on the sports directors, the guys that help out, and the backs coaches and the forwards coaches and things like that. I think that all should reflect back on them, and they should get a lot of credit for that as well. So this is also another platform for that. There's been a lot of programs, like for example, like Hastings boys in 2013 and 2012. If you were playing Super 8, you knew you were going to win. They were at a point where you could chuck a second 15 on and beat them, and that's supposed to be a high level school in general. Like the Hastings boys that you see now, that's not the Hastings boys from 3 years ago. That was a different one. That was one that was getting beat by 80 points. So, do you give it to the players? To a point. But there are coaches that have put systems in place where the kids just got better. The kids got better because the coaches within their system and the academies that they had at the school brought the kids through, making them better. Talent is only useful if it's got a direction to it. That's what the coaches are for, to give direction, to give feedback, to give them an opportunity to put them in a position where the skills that they have are going to be used right. And so that's what I think Hastings did. I mean, Daryl Lilly, Coach Lilly down in New Plymouth Boys, is another one that I think has done amazing with a group like that. They were good, but not as good as I think they are now. They had players, but they only had certain players. I mean, like they weren't actually a really hard school to come up against when I've actually first started this. They had a good forward pack, but no backs, which was really weird. You just had a team full of forwards, and then the forwards had to compensate for what the backs weren't doing, things like that. And so I think with Daryl Lilly coming in, he's done a great job. The guy's done in Shirley. What's his name? I forgot his name. Coach. Let me have a look. Yeah, Hayden Mitchell. Coach Mitchell and them have done really good as well. And they have brought a team through that have also gone through their systems, and they have had a really good under 15 system as well. So all your coaches that are under 15s also need a lot of credit for that as well. That they should be able to, that they should be credited with what they do with the younger players that go through just before the first 15. And so with those two teams working together and being able to see the talent and to advance that talent to actually benefit you in the first 15 and to benefit them as their own player, I give it up to the coaching staffs and what they can do in those teams. Right now, both Coach Ty and Tassessa Levere have done great jobs. Not even just for putting together strong teams and being able to recruit really well, they've also been able to grab all the talent and being able to work out how these talents can actually coexist with each other instead of just being one-man talented team. Because that's what all these guys basically were when they were at their own schools, is that they were just a one-man team kind of thing. I think, Joe Johnston came from Whakatane, I think it was, or, somewhere down there in the Bay, and, AJ Moore, it was probably like the only one that actually came from a team that was structured in Hastings Boys. But Sharan, came up from Tutor, which was had just been split, and you're like looking at being split and things like that. So like these guys were all going to be part of their own teams, and so when you have to bring talent together, you need a good coach to be able to coach that. They've talked their boys into being coachable boys, and that's the point of why they do so good and why they're at the level that they're at. Coach Hotham's the same deal. Like he's got the talent, but at the same time he knows how to work the talent to be able to benefit them as a team. Coach Gibbs over in St. Paul's Collegiate has also done a great job, and that needs a lot of credit for, because when I was at school, St. Paul's was a force, but then they went on this year, like this 12, 13 years of nothing and no real care for the program, and then he's come in and he's got a good coaching staff around him, and then he's been able to bring it together, and they have worked out to have, the last 3 years has been really great, and even this year they are strong, so don't sleep on them and what they can do. St. Peter's School here in Cambridge is also another one that's brought a good team together, and they have a good coaching staff there. Christ College, with Captain Ruben Thorne, even just being an All Black and a captain doesn't really mean that you're a coach, but he's actually proving now that obviously he can coach, and the boys buy into the system, and along with Cameron McIntyre, they've done great with the boys, and I think that they have another couple of years of really good talent coming through as well. And Coach Thorne and McIntyre will probably get a lot of success out of that. Ryan Martin down in Otago Boys also deserves a lot of credit, and even though they say that they recruit a lot, recruiting still needs to be put together as a team. So I hope the unions are watching. I hope directors around the country are watching the coaches on our level, because they can do it with kids who have less knowledge, less talent, and need more direction than what a professional does. So I think if you can do it on this level and be able to be successful and turn around rep players after rep players after rep players, and have that success, I feel like they're good enough to do it in the next level as well. Okay. Keep an eye out for my next videos coming up. Also, join me on Snapchat at HS Top 200. Also on Twitter at High School Top 200, and Instagram at the Real High School Top 200. Keep a follow on. I'll be doing more reviews for this week, as well as also my predictions on Snapchat. So jump on my Snapchat for all my predictions, and I'll see everyone at their games. I should be going to Rosmini and Westlake tomorrow first, and then I'll be going to St. Peter's to watch St. Peter's and Kings straight after that. So look forward to it. Real exciting. Just play for that Christian Chess, boys. That's what it's all about. Peace.